Coach, want to open up with a statement?
Sure. Well, I couldn't be more proud of our guys. It was a tremendous effort, particularly a great defensive effort against one of the best offenses in the country. Big Ten champs, that's a tremendous win for Richmond, tremendous win for these particular guys. I haven't seen the stats yet, but I know Jacob was incredible. Tyler, I thought, was incredible. Nate KO late was terrific. But really for us, everybody contributed. We fought through foul trouble, which was something I was concerned about. But just a great win for Richmond, and we're very, very proud and very excited to advance.
I will take questions for the student athletes. We can begin here in the front. We'll bring a microphone down. Right here in the front, go ahead.
Thank you. John O'Connor, Richmond Times-Dispatch. Jacob, what was the key in keeping the pace where Richmond wanted it against a team that averages 84 points?
I don't think we were too scared to play at their pace. At the end of the day, we just had to guard. We had to make it tough. Obviously, it was going to be tough trying to guard Keegan, but I think we did a really good job overall as a team, not just Andre or Nate or Tyler. I think overall we did a really good job on them. And, at the end of the day, we knew it'd be tough for them to guard us. So I felt like we could score with them as long as we could, contain the guys. I think we did a really good job defensively.
Okay.
For both players, your poise spoke for itself throughout this game. When did the belief enter the equation you could win this game?
Probably last Thursday. At the end of the day, we knew we're a tough team to scout, the way we run our offense, how many older guys we have. It's tough to try and guard us. We're a fairly confident group, and I think last weekend, showed that, and I don't think anybody doesn't believe in each other. 1 through 20, our guys in the locker room believe in one another, and we go out there and show it.
Right in the back.
Andre Robinson, Challenger Community News. Jacob, you had no problem shooting today, and we could talk analytics, but how does it really feel right now to send one of the nation's best teams home dirt nap? Give them a dirt nap.
It feels good. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm excited. I'm happy for my guys more so than for myself. We deserve to be here, but we knew that's not enough. You got to go out there and make your own luck, and we did that today.
There's a question up front here. If you can have a microphone, please.
Noah Goldberg, ESPN Richmond. Guys, excellent defensive performance today, but this is really going back 5 games for you now throughout the A-10 tournament, holding teams under 70 points. Over these last 5 games defensively, what's changed for you guys?
I think we all personally bought in, From top to bottom, we all really just dig in on defense. We focus a lot on it in practice. And just overall, that was our weakness this year, I think. And for us to just come full circle at the end of the year and really dig in these last 5 games, like you said, it's unbelievable.
The bench has done a really good job. I mean, we got 20 guys on the team. A couple guys can't even sit on the bench. The energy's been great from them. I mean, it's easy to go out there and work hard for those guys when they're supporting us how they do. So it's been really easy for us.
In the back.
This is for either of you guys. Can you talk about Nathan's defense and just how much he was able to come up in the clutch today?
He was fantastic. Words won't really do him justice. Offensively, defensively, he kind of saved us. Kind of had some Matt Grace heroics towards the end of that game. He got a big time and one, but I think it started when he got matched up with Murray. I think he did a really good job defensively, and that kind of got himself going. And obviously, defense led to our offense today, and he did a really good job.
Another question up front here, or here.
Jacob, just looking at your journey, you've said it hasn't always been glamour or hasn't always been pretty. There's been ups, there's been downs. You went under-recruited. This time of year, what it means for a player, can you speak to this moment, what it means for you to do this for Richmond and this moment just when you think about the journey to get here, to now be on this stage?
And it's incredible. At the end of the day, when I was a freshman or when I was a senior in high school, I decided to bet on myself and bet on Richmond. Turns out 4 years later, as a senior, I did the same thing, bet on myself and bet on Richmond, and it's paid off. It's unbelievable. I'm happy for the guys I've got to do it with for 4 and 5 years. I'm happy for Coach Mooney, but you know, I feel like me personally, I was built for this. Like this is who Jacob Gilliard is.
Any other questions for our student athletes? All right, we'll excuse them. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll continue with the questions for Coach Mooney. We can start here in the front here, sir.
Coach Mooney, is what unfolded sort of what you hoped would unfold that way, or did you have other plans?
Well, you know, I think certainly the result, but yeah, I feel like it's so challenging to guard them because while they have an NBA level player, you know, he's not, you know, they don't run quite as many plays as some teams. Their patterns are a little bit more reads. And he's a pretty selfless player for someone so great. So which makes me more nervous because, you know, just him being able, we'd have so much attention on him. I thought that, you know, Jacob not only played a tremendous game offensively and controlling the game, but he guarded Bohannon the whole time. Only got, in one time we were mismatched in transition. He was able to get a three, and another time he got a three while Jacob was guarding him. But that was really the only one. So, you know, was very, very anxious about guarding such a prolific offensive team. But one thing I thought that we had multiple guys that we could put on Murray. Not that we could stop him or guard him, but we had multiple guys that we could put on him. We started with Andre, foul trouble limited that. Tyler guarded him most of the rest of the first half, and then Andre and Nate guarded him down the stretch. And I thought, you know, again, he's a tremendous player, but I thought we did a very good job on him.
Right here. In the aisle there, yep.
Chris, congratulations.
Thank you.
John Fanta, Field of 68. Jacob just summed up the journey. And you talked a little bit about it yesterday, that journey of getting here. When you think about this moment for you and your program, you said it means a lot to Richmond. Why?
Well, you know, Richmond has a great basketball tradition. And there are schools around the country that mean a lot to Richmond fans, Auburn, Indiana, Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt, that are teams that we've won NCAA tournament games against. And, you know, it's so hard to make this tournament, and for our guys to have done everything they did, starting with coming to Richmond, next was returning to Richmond, for everything that they did to be in the hotel ballroom in Brooklyn 2 years ago when everything be canceled when we had a great season, to just, you know, have the perseverance and the togetherness and the camaraderie to want to be at Richmond. That's what's special to me is, especially in this day and age, you know, guys, they're great players. These guys have done it and committed to Richmond. And as someone who's part of Richmond, that means that much more to me.
All right, in the back.
Coach, it seems like the Big Ten, among all the Power 5, Power 6 conferences, the A-10 takes a little extra pleasure in beating and proving its worth as a conference. What do you think today showed about the Atlantic 10?
Well, you know, we're a very good team. We have probably 6 really good teams in our conference. You know, unfortunately, we only have two that can go. It just illustrates how difficult it is. You know, we don't have those opportunities late where we might get back-to-back home games against 2 ranked teams. When, you know, I'd like an A-10 team's chances in that scenario. So we have great depth and really good players and commitment and great coaching. You know, that means a lot to us. I think that obviously, you know, I think the world of Iowa, of Fran. They just won the Big Ten championship. But when you go out there, you know, when we take the floor, you know, I don't see anybody that can guard Jacob necessarily. I feel like Tyler could have a big game. Grant could have a big game. So it's not as much, once you get past the conference or the, the size of the school or whatever it is, you're just playing, and then you're starting to focus on the X's and O's. So it means a great deal, but I think there are a lot of teams in our league capable of it.
Coach, you talk about team and tradition, and you seem like a selfless guy yourself. But what does the Chris Mooney culture look like? What does that look like? You listed off a name of teams that you've went through in the tournament. But what does that culture look like?
I think our culture is, I think it's built, one, on trust. I feel like we try to not bring guys in who are going to be have a lot of issues. I saw Fran's comments about Murray, said that he's no maintenance, and that he wasn't low maintenance, he's no maintenance. At Richmond, we feel like that's the standard, is no maintenance. We have a tremendous school with 3,000 students. It would be hard to be a jerk at Richmond during the course of your day. There'd be a lot of people who would notice that. At this point, there'd be a lot of people who would report that to me. But I think it's built on trust. I really trust our guys because we've tried to recruit them the very best we can get in terms of character. And then I do trust them. I trust them to make the right decisions. I trust them to pass along to the younger guys what they've learned. And this senior class especially has done that to a very high degree.
Up front here, or we'll go in the back, and then we'll come to you off.
Coach Mitty, last Thursday going in the A10 tournament, there's probably a good chance that, unless you run the table out there, that you may have not been in the tournament. Now, coming up to today, you run the table, you win today. What's that say about these guys in that locker room, what you guys have accomplished, and you're out there and the crowd's cheering you on to try to pull this upset? What's that say about yourself?
Well, I tell you what, when these guys decided to come back, there was a lot of excitement, first and foremost from me, but our fans and everybody was very, very excited. And we had some really heart-wrenching losses. We lost at the buzzer a couple of times, whether we missed a shot or the other team made a shot. And I would tell the guys at that point that as much as you don't want to hear this, that's part of the reason you came back. You didn't come back, we weren't going to go undefeated. It wasn't going to be all perfect like their careers haven't been perfect. And I said, this is part of the reason you came back, is to handle that adversity, handle those losses, and to rebound, to show perseverance, to come through. And the guys certainly have done that in a great way all season, but especially this last week.
Chris, Ralph Russo from the Associated Press. I want to bring you back to a couple of late buckets by Nathan. First of all, you guys did a great job scoring inside. Did you think that was going to be the way you beat them up? And secondly, how big were those baskets when, especially one of those shots was pretty spectacular?
Yeah, for sure. Those were really big. Nate's one of my favorite Richmond Spiders ever. He's just been a very diligent worker and somebody who has just done so many things for us over the course of time. And just, I feel like he's the kind of guy who loves the work that goes into it. And those baskets were big. I did think we would be able to score inside, and I feel like we missed some in the first half. I thought we missed some baskets around the rim, but he had those two baskets late. One was an and one. Really, really impressive. We're very committed to throwing the ball inside, very committed to sharing the ball, and that could show up to be anybody. And today, those big baskets were Nate, and I couldn't be happier for him because of how much he brings to our program and to our school.
All right, any further questions here? We do have a question via Zoom, and it's going to come over audio here, so we're going to try this. We tried this the first time. It did not work. So let's, Tanner, you want to try to bring that question up? If you did.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah, go ahead. This is Daniel Rodriguez, I believe is the name, correct?
Yes, Daniel Rodriguez.
Yep, we can hear you. Go ahead and ask the question.
Coach, first I want to say congratulations on the big win. The thing about the tournament is one game ends and you have to worry about the next one almost immediately. I wanted to ask, what do you know about the Friars and what you're looking forward to playing Providence and Coach Cooley?
Yeah, I know very little about them. I saw them today for the first 10 minutes of the second half. They look big, strong, talented, but I don't know much about them just yet. I know Coach Cooley. I think he's probably one of the smartest people that I've ever met. You know, he's hilarious, just a tremendous part of college basketball. You know, I think that, you know, he just makes the game better by virtue of being in it. So we'll get ourselves prepared, and hopefully we'll find out when we're playing Saturday, and make the most of our scout.